love New York City. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to live here. I mean, the energy is unbeatable. These lights will inspire you, and the streets they'll make you feel brand new. But today, let's talk about the practicality of living in New York City, and is it actually worth it? So that means today we're gonna be comparing an apartment on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. It's 300 square feet, coming in at $3,900 a month, versus my East Downtown Houston apartment that's $1,950 a month and 800 square feet. I mean, we all know living in New York City is a sacrifice. You may have to give up some space in order to enjoy the beautiful city. I mean, where else in the world can you enjoy the sun-baked aroma of trash and also look at a fleet of rats running around? Okay, I'm just kidding, but kinda.
New Yorkers are noticing a pileup of trash on the streets.
But let's talk about my apartment. It's 800 square feet. There's 10-foot tall ceilings, and I've got a full-size washer and dryer. This is a full bedroom, 1 bathroom, so it's not a studio, which means I've got a dedicated bedroom with access to a double vanity sink bathroom with a full-size standing shower. There's no bathtub, which stinks, but it's not that big of a deal. I've got a full-size gas stove, an oven, a full-size fridge, and cabinet space galore. There's no pantry, which is a huge bummer, but I make it work. And the storage and closet space are not so big, but that's the sacrifice I have to make to have this awesome open concept living room. And honestly, overall, the space works perfect. I've got room for a full-size desk. I've got a huge couch, a TV. I mean, really, just the essentials. But what really makes this place special is the view. I have a beautiful East Downtown view of Houston. It's completely unobstructed, and that's 100% of the reason why I moved here. In the morning, the beautiful sunrise, and in the evening, the beautiful sunset is killer. And honestly, at this price, the view is unbeatable. Now, we all know Houston is nowhere as special as New York City. I mean, it's the 4th largest city in the US, but it's not in tune like New York City, and I really don't even have to explain how. But it's pretty, and you still get that city feel with less chaos, and that's worth it to some people. But let's talk about the area. As you guys may know, Houston is one of the most unwalkable cities in the US, and I live in East Downtown, so right on the outskirts of Houston on the east side. It's roughly 20 minutes from just about everything, so that includes the medical center, the Galleria, and other Houston destinations. Pretty much the rule of thumb is everything's about 20 minutes away. And according to Google, East Downtown is known for not only its art, but also its restaurants and its music scene, which I can definitely vouch on the restaurant side, because if you go hungry here, then you're doing something wrong. And here we have one of my favorite places in town called Nympha's on Navigation, and it arguably might be one of the best restaurants here. And so this is probably one of my favorite places in town. They've got killer tacos here, and also anything quick grocery related, but I come here for one thing and one thing only. Check it out. For this, my morning poison. Here in East End, you can hop on the Green Line Metro Rail. That'll take you all the way to the Theater District, but also allows transfers to the Red and Purple Line. So sometimes I will actually walk to downtown. It's roughly a 20-minute walk and just about a mile to the center of Houston. For a nice little exercise, it's not too bad. And New York, on the other hand, well, that's a whole different breed. New York is definitely a walkable city. And just to reiterate, today we're taking a look at a 300 square foot studio on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, how is that even possible? 300 square feet, is that even livable? But this is probably one of the most innovative apartments in all of New York City. Immediately when walking into the unit, you can tell that the way they used the 300 square feet is incredible. And you can't help but notice the beautiful finishes on the countertops, the awesome hardwood floors, and well, even the cabinets. And this place also features a lot of cabinet space, which is not something you see very often in New York. You'll have a mini fridge and also a dishwasher, which if you guys know, that is an absolute luxury in New York City. You also have a 2-burner stove, so easy cooking and easy cleanup. But of course, no matter how good they use this space, 300 square foot is small, and yes, the space is tight, but you have a full-size bathroom with a shower, which can be another luxury in New York City. And look, I can even stretch out in here, so it's pretty big. There's also a full-length medicine cabinet, so some more storage space, alongside of having a single sink with a mirror. The bathroom finishes are absolutely amazing. Definitely rate the bathroom an A+. Okay, but if you're not sold yet, this New York City apartment features something so innovative that it makes the price point kind of worth it. But first, let's check out the living room. So there's a full-size sofa where you can lounge out on after a long day of work and watch your favorite television show on top of the beautiful media console. That's full size, by the way. And not just that, on the left side, you have a nice little lounge chair so you can even have company over. And I didn't even mention that there's a full corner space for you to sit down and actually enjoy your meal at. I mean, a table in a New York City apartment, now that's luxury, because I don't even have one here, and I have almost triple the size. The way that they did the living room is absolutely amazing. You've got storage cabinets, even a nice little shelf to hang some stuff in, a full-size sofa, but you might be wondering, well, where's the bed? This New York City apartment doesn't feature a bed. Nah, I'm just kidding. Guys, check it out. A Murphy bed. That's right, you can actually pull out your queen-size mattress from the wall with an auto-balancing shelf, so all those items will be okay. Under the couch, you even have a place to hide your pillows. So once you pull out your bed, yes, it swallows up a lot of the living room, but how often are you sleeping in New York City? Because to afford this place, you're gonna do a lot of working. But just to reiterate, to live in this unit, it's $3,900 a month, and that's just under $50,000 a year, coming in at $48,600 annually just to live here. And well, if you're unaware, in 2023, the average US salary was $59,000 a year. So take 82% of that, and that's how much you're paying in rent just to live in a 300 square foot studio in Manhattan, New York. But of course, you couldn't actually get approved for this place unless... What's the rule on income versus rent?
All right, so the rent to income ratio, we require that you make 4 times the rent. So
okay.
Whatever the rent is, 40 times that is the necessary income requirement.
Okay, 40 times, so annually then?
Yeah, so if the rent is, let's say, $44.95,
right,
you would need to show that you make a minimum of $179,000.
Okay, 40 times. So you heard it there, $179,000 a year just to live here. And I didn't even mention that this place comes fully furnished. So all the furniture you see here, well, no need to actually buy new furniture, and you won't have to carry a big couch up the stairs in New York City. But regardless of all the innovative features and a fully furnished apartment, a 300 square foot unit, man, that's tough. But we all know living in New York City, you have to make a sacrifice, and one of the main sacrifices you'll have to make is space. But that doesn't mean that you can't use all the awesome amenities that this place has to offer. Now, I wasn't able to get footage of them myself, but they have a rooftop pool, an awesome co-working and lounge area that features coffee machines, as well as a private gym, of course. But there's actually one thing that I forgot to mention, because each studio level apartment here has access to private areas that other residents don't. So if you guys decide to rent a 300 square foot New York City apartment, you'll also get a full-size kitchen alongside of it with a full-size fridge and dishwasher and also a stove. So at the beginning of the week, instead of cooking on your 2-burner stove, you'll be able to go inside the community kitchen, do your cooking. You can also use the fridge to your advantage and even the dishwasher. One thing that I think is very cool about this spot is that you can actually lounge out on the couch and enjoy the TV as well while you're waiting for your food to cook. And so of course, this 300 square foot apartment also does not have a laundry room. But what makes the abode collection so special is the fact that you can actually use the community laundry room as well. That's only accessible by you and the other studio residents. So, is it worth it? And well, if you lived in New York City, chances are you're actually enjoying the elements more than anything, so this is just a nice little place to crash. But definitely keep in mind, at the $3,900 price point monthly, you could probably find bigger space in Manhattan. You're definitely paying for the amenities here and also the location, but hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you next time.